Exactly 20 to 9 now. It's this point in the programme where we cast our eyes around the news to dig a little deeper and bring you some stories that might tickle your fancy. Alex and Sian. Alex, first of all, what have you got for us today?
This is something you may have heard in the news this morning about the UK's naughtiest names have been revealed. So Mia and Jack top the chart of the worst behaved children, with Isla and Arthur the most angelic.
Right.
So if you're thinking about naming your child, if you're expecting, they're the ones to go if you want a well-behaved child, apparently. I'm not quite sure how this survey worked, but it was a survey of 1,500 teachers' parents and fellow infants revealing their stereotypes, apparently.
I don't know if fellow infants are quite the most reliable to be commenting on
Jack's
their
the worst.
Yeah, we don't like Jack. He's well naughty. You can sort of just hear it now. Do you know any Mias? I don't think I do.
I don't, but I do know an Arthur who's quite young, and if
Okay.
he is anything like his dad, he will not be well behaved.
There we go. So I do know young Jack. I have would be a second cousin. So I mean, he is young. I think he's fairly mischievous, but I wouldn't describe him as that as his sort of first trait as a child. He's he's a lovely little boy, but yeah.
I mean, does this work at all? Is there anything in a name? I mean, you look at people sometimes, don't you, and think, oh yes, you look like a Jane or a John, or sometimes you think you don't look anything at all like your name. Is it just sort of one of those personal things?
I don't know. I think occasionally you'll come across somebody thinking that's just not what I thought your name would be, but it's very rare, isn't it? It's almost like people are. I don't know. There you go. That's not very insightful at all, is it?
It's one of those very strange things. I look at Sian and think, yeah, you're definitely a Sian.
I wonder, though, how parents get this right. It seems such a strange decision to have to make that young and try and think, oh, what's the name that's going to suit this being that I've just met and know nothing about.
And they're tiny. They don't have that many distinguishing features at that age. So how can they look like any name?
It's a bizarre one, isn't it?
I think as a conversation between three people that don't have children.
Exactly.
We're probably not the best.
Really going somewhere
informed.
with this, aren't we? Sian, what have you got for us this morning?
Well, have you two arranged any Hop Tuné celebrations, any Halloween costumes, things like that?
I need to. But I haven't made arrangements yet.
We do like to carve out a turnip every year and pop it in the window. But we use easier means than a sort of knife in your hand these days.
Well, if you're looking for Halloween decorations, the place not to go if you happen to be heading across in the next couple of weeks is Aldi. Because they've decided to expand their range of products for the adult market, for the scarier side of the Halloween decoration. And unfortunately, they are too scary and they've had to remove them from store and make them online only because they've been scaring customers. So they've got things like a red-eyed zombie emerging from a grave. They've got what appears to be a corpse under a blood-stained blanket. They've got zombies emerging from the ground, motion-triggered skeletons, things like that. So,
see, I'm absolutely of the audience that would be, please put that away. I'm so very easily scared. So yes, I'm all for
not
that.
What you want to see when you're doing the weekly shop.
I'd rather go the American way and just dress up as something completely random. You know, they go as like a hot dog or something. It makes no sense. There's nothing scary about it. It's just an excuse to dress up.
I'll just get me broomstick out. When is it? Is it a week tomorrow, I think?
I believe so.
Yeah, a week tomorrow, Hop Tuné. Yes. So, now there's a whole thing about Hop Tuné songs. No time for this now, but maybe we'll look at this next week because what you sing as far as Hop Tuné songs are concerned differs wildly around the island.
Okay.
So more about that as we get a little closer to the day. From me this morning now, are you fans of Netflix big drama The Crown?
I have not watched it.
I've never watched it.
All right, so I'm totally in the minority here then. Mark Tiley on the Shaw Morning Show from 9:30 giving us a big thumbs up through the window.
I think Sian and I are the minorities here. I know it's so popular.
It's been huge, hasn't it? The sort of dramatisation of Her Majesty the Queen. This is the third series, which is imminent. And yesterday, Netflix released the first full trailer for the new series with Olivia Colman now playing Her Majesty the Queen.
I do like Olivia Colman very much. I think she's wonderful.
She's acting royalty.
She'll do it really well, won't she? That stage of the Queen. I think.
She just played Queen Anne, of course, didn't she, in that film over the summer?
So sort of definitely a royal person, I think, in terms of her acting abilities. This promo has dropped. It's there now if you want to have a look. Talks about the third series, which starts in the second half of the 60s, runs through the 70s, features the Aberfan disaster, the investiture of Prince Charles, the miners' strike is in there, and the general union unrest of the 70s. And Olivia Colman says this is very much about the Queen Queen, suppressing feelings is a duty, not a choice. So
it's interesting, isn't it, when you're doing a sort of biography of somebody that's still alive? I think it must be very odd for the actors to...
A lot of pressure not to cause offence.
Especially when you're portraying their inner feelings.
Yeah.
I mean, it's to sort of presume to know what... I don't know, it's difficult.
So they get very deep into the emotion of things, which, of course, we never really know
I do wonder if
exactly.
the Queen watches it.
Yeah, that would be interesting, wouldn't it? So have a look at it. It's online. You can Google it, YouTube it, and the new series of The Crown is out Sunday the 17th of November. So you know what I'll be doing that day, me and the other half? Binging on the lot, I think.
Yes, yeah. It's an episode of Gogglebox I'd like to see, the Queen.
That'd be all right, wouldn't it? What does she think watching The Crown?
Yeah.
Thank you both. Here's Genesis now on Manx Radio. Here comes Invisible Touch.